Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Today we're gonna go through. We're gonna go through what I did to get a capture card to the PC. That plugs into my main PC. That plugs into anything else I want to plug into it through HDMI. So what I did was, like I told you, I plugged it into the USB port. It plugs into the USB 2.0 or 3.0 section that's in the back of the computer, so it's not, causing any issues up front. So what I did was I plugged it into the back, and then I decided the input for the HDMI plugged it into the sleeper build. So this is pretty much, what you would expect from the sleeper build. So let's go ahead and switch over to the action screen so you can see what's going on. Okay, now I switched you over here. Now on OBS, let me pull you into OBS. Now, what you'll have to do is you'll have to set up a video capture. So what you do is you click on the plus button, and then what you'll do is you create a video capture, and then after that you'll set it to create new. I don't know why it's just doing that. It's just being a butthead. So you'll create a new, video capture for, let's say you want to change it, you want to name it something else. You can name it Capture Card 1. Okay, and hit OK. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to look for the video device, and it's the USB video device, and you can leave it at default settings, or you can do custom settings, and then you can do the resolution at 1080p. You can do match or highest FPS. Video format, leave to any. This is if you're dealing with OBS and your capture card, knowing you plugged your capture card in, so you can do many things with this. You can take and bring up the configuration for your video, how you want to set your brightness, your hue, your saturation. Your camera controls, usually you can set through there. That's if you have your capture card plugged into your HDMI of your camera. That would only work with that. Since I don't, and I use it a different way, this is basically all you need to worry about right here. So we're going to hit cancel. I don't touch the settings. I leave it as is. The only thing I customize is right here. The highest FPS with 1080p. Reason why I do 1080p and not 1440p or 4K is for the simple fact that it goes by the resolution of your monitors, and my monitors are 1080p. So there's no sense of me even switching that. So what you do is you'll click OK, and you get your video capture right here. So basically that's that. But since I don't need this one right here, I just did that as a demonstration. I can take that one out right there. And I can use this one right here, which that brings up, your capture card is enabled. Now, in order for me to go on with it, I got to click on the sleeper build. And as you can see, it's clicking on. So this way you can see that it's going right into the capture card, which is going into the other PC. So basically that will be that. Let me move this down here so that way y'all can see. So as you can see, the capture card goes directly into that PC that you're working on. Okay. Now, did that again. Now, if you're doing a test bench PC and you want to plug that into your capture card, you can do the same thing. Okay. Or if you want to do like a Sony PlayStation, Xbox, or whatever kind of gaming, you can plug it into the capture card. As long as you got the right connection for HDMI, you should be fine. So let's have a look and see how much it cost. How much it cost me to, buy this and ship it. I got it from Amazon, and we're going to get into the cost part of it now. So as you can see, this is right here. This is Windows 11. This is the sleeper build, well, knowing you can't see down at the bottom. So let me go ahead and just fix number 5, where you can fix number 4. There, see, I got OBS set up into the way of having everything all hunky dorky. So, it is what it is. Now I'll move this like this. There, a little bit better. Now, this is just the way it rolls. We don't need this on right now because we're not doing anything with this for now. I'm just bringing you to show you that you can do the capture card, from PC to PC. So if you're looking to do like, showing everybody from beginning to end on your builds, then you can do so. So let me go ahead and turn off the capture card. And boom, we're right back at the screen again. So we're on our main screen right here. Okay, we're not dealing with the capture card. That PC is shutting down. So what we're going to do here is this. I'm going to bring up what I have cooking. Okay, this is Amazon. Okay, HDMI video capture card right here. $10. That's it. $10. It's a 1080p capture card. I really don't expect much more than 1080p anyway, because, it seems to work really good for me. I don't know, everybody else, they want to do 4K or whatever, that's up to you. But you can get the capture card. You can get the capture card right here for $10. And you can get if you want to do the 4K aluminum alloy cable for $9.99, $10 right here. $20. $20 for the capture card. And you wonder if, going from the volume of your whatever device you're working on, if you want to do the audio, that's up to you. That's a different story. If you want to run a second computer to do like sound generations and stuff like that, you can go from an output on the other computer to the input of your main computer, through the mic out, mic in. You know, you can do that, or I'm sure you can take and map from computer to computer the sound. So I haven't done that yet. I plan on doing that later on down the road. So I plan to map out the sound coming from one computer to the next through the HDMI cable to see if I can map it all out. So I, from point A to point B. So that might be something interesting too. When we explore that, we'll have a look at it and see if, we can map it through the HDMI instead of running an extra cable. That might be even better yet. Might be able to map it that way. So keep that in mind. Do keep that in mind. But as far as this goes, I had somebody bring up a question to me. They mailed me and says, "What are you using for your capture card?" Well, I just went and got me a $10 capture card from Amazon, and I got me a $10 cable, a 6-foot cable. I mean, you can get any cables you want. You can get any cables you want. You can get any device you want. Depends on whatever you want. But I figured, you know, $10 device, it's not too bad, not too shabby. You know, you can get one with the Type C if you want to do USB Type C. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend using this. Mine came with a USB Type C. Okay. I tried it and it's a failure. But it is a success using this USB, plugging this into the USB 3.0. That was a success. So just let you know, those little dongles going from USB Type C to USB Type A, it might be good to keep it, in case you want to take and plug your keyboard USB Type C. It might work that way. You can plug your keyboard in that way and open up another USB Type A port. And you can think about doing that too. So, just to give you an idea of, what you can do, I mean, if that's what you're wanting to do, if you're wanting to capture another PC, and let's say you want to show everybody the BIOS, you want to show everybody you overclocking your computer and stuff like that, you don't have to focus. Believe it or not, you don't have to focus. You don't have to focus your camera onto your screen in order to show everybody you're overclocking. Okay, there's other ways of doing it too. I, on the other hand, didn't like the fact of taking my camera, pointing it at my screen, which is right here. See me pointing the screen right there. I didn't like the fact of doing that because of the shutter speeds and everything else. I didn't want it flickering on the video. So this eliminates the flickering. So if I want to do overclocking on a test bench, I can show you my face can be right there like this, right like this. And then, you got your test bench right here. Oh, let me close that. Oh my God. Okay, let me close this. Okay, your screen will be up here and it'll be on the capture, which will come into looking like this. So at least right here what it's going to look like when you go to do that. So you got it connected correctly. And if you're wondering if there's any extra software I used, no. No extra software. I'm just using OBS. Let me go back to the main screen now. Okay, I'm just using OBS. I'm using it as, believe it or not, I'm using basically OBS as my window, for the capture card. So basically, it's like a separate monitor for your capture card. But you can use another monitor. Well, how can I say this? When you plug your when you plug your capture card in, right? You're gonna if you're gonna need, for your capture card alone, you're gonna need a separate monitor, basically. But the point of that is that you can't really use a secondary monitor unless you're plugging it into the secondary computer. So if you got a graphics card that's plugged into your secondary computer that's got 4 outputs, you can use one for your HDMI going into the capture card, which will stream to OBS. And then you can use the secondary, which would probably be a display port or something, which you can plug into a secondary monitor on the secondary computer. That way, you have that, and you have your monitor for your secondary computer, and you have it streaming into your first computer so you can stream it to OBS. So if you're going to do gameplay on one computer and you're going to do creator work on the other, so this way you can connect one to the other and be done with it. There's no extra special software that I use to stream from my secondary computer, which is the newly sleeper build, and the primary computer, which is I do my creative work, which I just recently built as well. So there's no nothing that you have to connect in between. You don't If you don't want an Elgato system and everything else, and you want to do, like, since Windows 11 allows you to get into the Google App Store and set up apps, you could probably find an app in there which would be a soundboard app, to where you can take, and on that soundboard you can take and create your own little sound things for your secondary computer. If you want to use sounds, to transfer from your secondary to your primary, let's say you want a boing or something like that, when you're in the midst of doing something like making a video, you can do that too. There's many of things you can do with this typical setup, which you do not need an Elgato system or anything else. You can do everything from your secondary system going to your primary system. It's not confusing. It's very easy to set up. But the thing with my secondary system is it doesn't have a video card. It has an integrated graphics. So it's plugged into the integrated graphics, which plugs into my primary system, which comes on to OBS. And I don't have a secondary monitor as of yet on that. Once I get a secondary monitor on that computer, then I can look and see whatever I do on the secondary computer will be on both screens. So you'll be able to see it twice. So it's not really hard to set it up. It's just the step by step you start with is basically you plug in your capture card into a 2.0 or a 3.0 port, whatever it says on the literature for the capture card. You get a little bit of literature book with the capture card, read it. It tells you step by step instructions how to set it up. If not, then there should be a website to tell you how to set it up. But as far as with OBS, I showed you very carefully. There's, how to go from getting the video capture to go onto OBS, which is very simple. It's just like you did with your camera, and you can set it up the same way with the video capture, but do remember everything that you have on. It'd be better for me to show you on the action screen, and we'll make it a little bit bigger. Okay, now you see it's a little bit bigger. Now right here, I have things set up for here, like the video capture 3 I just showed you. Okay, boom, that's set up right there. Okay, so I got other capture devices, I got my other camera, and I got my main camera. You got your display capture, and I got different GDIs and images. Basically, if I click on this image here, it gets rid of that right there. So as you can see, it gets rid of that bottom thing right there. So, see, very simple. I set it up like that. So, if y'all don't want to see that nonsense, you can turn it on, you can turn it off. Like at the top of your screen, I got that right there to eliminate that, So basically, it's how you set it up here. Your display capture is always going to be down at the bottom. Okay, so I turn that off, and there goes my display capture. That's always at the bottom, and then you work your way up. Then you go to your video capture device, which would be your cameras, like this camera right here. I can turn that camera on and off. Then, you got your audio capture. You can do that there too. And then your textures. If you want to set up like your, looks like I got to turn the black one off. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. And then I can put my name there, or I can put the name of the channel. I can put many of things in here, just to give you an idea. So that gives you a little bit of an idea. So basically, you got to go picture in picture. So basically, one stacks on top of another. So you stack one on top of another, and that way you fit it onto the screen. So your backdrop is the first one you start with, like I have right here. Okay. Your backdrop is what you start with here. Okay. And then with the backdrop, you start working around what you want to take out. Okay. So basically, there's the backdrop, and I took out the bottom of the screen. Okay. So that leaves me with this open canvas right here. Now I can turn around and I can set, let's say I want to set my picture, move that up. Okay. Move my picture up. Let's say I want to take and set a GDI, which I already have. So let's move this up. If you want to be creative, you can be creative. It all depends on you. I mean, like if you want to do your channel logo, you can do your channel logo. So you want to put it over here, you know, stuff like that. This just gives you an idea of what you can do, you know, just an idea. So there you go. How I got this set up like this on mine is basically I got the live picture in the back, and then I start putting things on top of the next thing. So you start off with your live image, you know, and then work your way towards the top and start putting things around and stacking it on top of one another. Alrighty, everybody. There's a 25 to 30-minute video for you for today. And and if you made it this far, I do thank you for making it this far to the end of the video. But if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, welcome to the family. Welcome to JJ's PC Builds. And my veteran subscribers, as always, much love to you for all that you do, helping support the channel, watching videos from beginning to end, and also to telling all your friends to come on down and subscribe and be part of the community. So, but until the next time, in the next video, this is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. We will see you on the next video.